Hello and welcome to the official YouTube channel of Disha. This is Ruchi presenting daily news analysis. Cabinet approves Deep Ocean Mission. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has approved the proposal of the Ministry of Earth Sciences on Deep Ocean Mission with a view to explore the deep ocean for resources. The Ministry of Earth Sciences will be the nodal ministry implementing this multi-institutional ambitious mission. Deep Ocean Mission has 6 major components. Ocean Climate Change Advisory Services. Under the mission, the government will work on development of models upon observations that will provide future projections of important climate variables. This will be made from seasonal to decadal timescales. This particular component will be supporting the Blue Economy Priority Area of Coastal Tourism. Technologies for deep sea mining and manned submersible. It includes developing a manned submersible that will be able to carry 3 people to a depth of 6,000 meters in the ocean. Conducting deep ocean survey and exploration. The Indian government is trying to explore as well as identify potential sites that have multi-metal hydrothermal sulfides mineralization within the Indian Ocean mid-oceanic ridges. Technological innovations for exploration and conservation of deep sea biodiversity. Under this component, the focus of the government will be bioprospecting of deep sea flora and fauna. Energy and freshwater from the ocean. For offshore energy development, the aim under this component will be studying the detailed engineering design for offshore ocean thermal energy conversion. This will also power a desalination plant. Advanced Marine Station for Ocean Biology. The marine stations will be formed to study ocean biology and engineering. Catch the Rain campaign. Jai Shakti Ministry has urged all the MPs to participate and support Catch the Rain campaign in their respective constituencies. The campaign Catch the Rain Where It Falls When It Falls was launched by Prime Minister of India Mr. Narendra Modi on the occasion of World Water Day. National Water Mission under the Ministry of Jal Shakti is the nodal agency for the Abhiyan's implementation. Jai Shakti Ministry was formed by merging 2 ministries, Ministry of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Regeneration and Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation. New norms on hallmarking of gold about hallmarking. Recently, the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution made it mandatory for the hallmarking of gold jewelry, which will be implemented in a phased manner. About hallmarking. The Bureau of Indian Standard, that is BIS, which operates the gold and silver hallmarking scheme in India, it defines hallmarking as the accurate determination and official recording of the proportionate content of precious metals in the precious metal articles. In India, at present, 2 precious metals, namely gold and silver, have been brought under the purview of hallmarking. The BIS certificates can get their jewelry hallmarked from any of the BIS recognized assaying and hallmarking centers, that is ANHC. Earlier, it was optional for the jewelers and thus only 40% of the gold jewelry was getting hallmarked. Implementation in a phased manner. In the very first phase, gold hallmarking will be available only in 256 districts and jewelers having annual turnover above Rs 40 lakhs will come under its purview. A certain category of jewelers and items will also be exempted from the mandatory requirement of hallmarking. GEM Portals facilitates public purchases of Rs 1.11 lakh crore. Goods and services worth as much as Rs 1.11 lakh crore have been purchased through the public procurement portal GEM since its inception in August 2016. GEM has so far facilitated 67.27 lakh orders for 52,275 government buyers. Importantly, as many as 6.97 lakh of its total registered sellers and service providers of 18.85 lakhs are MSMEs. What is GEM? The government e-market, that is GEM portal, is designed to facilitate online purchases of goods and services by ministries or departments and entities belonging to the central and state governments to ensure transparency in public procurement system. The site is under the Ministry of Commerce and Industries and has features such as a dedicated platform to startups to list their innovative goods under 10 globally recognized subsectors. Biden and Putin agree to resume arms talks, return envoys in summit. The leaders of the United States and Russia on a summit in Wednesday have agreed to uphold arms deals and cybersecurity deals along with the return of ambassadors and envoys to their respective states. The summit took place in Geneva on 17th of August 2022 and lasted for 4 hours. Arms deals between USA and Russia. The US and Russia had signed a number of arms deals in the duration of the Cold War, namely the Strategic Arms Limitation Treaties, that is SALT I and II, and Strategic Arms Reduction Treaties, that is START I and II. Both of these treaties were enforced with the purpose of pausing the arms race and reducing the number of nuclear warheads both the countries had in order to prevent nuclear proliferation. 8th ADMM Plus meeting. Recently, the Defense Minister addressed the 8th ASEAN Defense Ministers meeting, that is ADMM Plus. The ADMM Plus is a platform for ASEAN and its 8 dialogue partners. The ADMM countries include 10 ASEAN member states and 8 plus countries, namely Australia, China, India, Japan, New Zealand, Republic of Korea, Russian Federation, and United States. It aims to promote mutual trust and confidence between defense establishments through greater dialogue and transparency. Some of the key points are as follows. India called for an open and inclusive order in Indo-Pacific based upon respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity of nations. Supports freedom of navigation, overflight, and unimpeded commerce in the international waterways for South China Sea. It will lead to outcomes that are in keeping with the international law, including the United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Sea, that is UNCLOS. Recently, ASEAN and China agreed to expedite the resumption of negotiations on the code which were halted by the pandemic. China and ASEAN started negotiations in 2013 on a supposedly binding code of conduct. It stressed on peaceful resolutions of disputes through dialogue and adherence to international rules and laws. Karim Khan sworn in as ICC Chief Prosecutor. The International Criminal Court, that is ICC, swore in British lawyer Karim Khan as their new Chief Prosecutor. Karim Khan, currently 51, has years of experience in international courts as a prosecutor, investigator, and defense attorney. Karim Khan has said that he will focus on reaching out to nations that are not the members of international court and end impunity and ensure accountability for atrocities and human rights violations. Thank you.